Hello planner friends, my name is Sarah and this is my planner. This week I'm going to be using a ShopJessicaHearts sticker kit. I am pulling it out of this lovely album by Moore's Plans. I'll link it down below because it is the perfect sticker album. I've been looking for something like this for a long time and it's personalized. So look at this kit, y'all. I have been dying to use this in a spread. It is so gorgeous for all you Celtic Irish lovers out there. Like, I love Ireland. I am obsessed with how she designed this kit, and look at this. What does this remind you of? Let me know in the comments. Look at the headers, the checklist, they're so perfect. There's like a little shamrock in the back. Love it. So let's jump right in. I'm going to start by setting down my headers, and y'all, this week is so exciting. This topic is something that I have been dying to talk about because I love to read, and my favorite author in the whole wide world is, drumroll, Nora Roberts. Nora Roberts is absolutely amazing. I just wanted to share with you 5 reasons why I love her books and 5 of my top favorite books by Nora Roberts. So why Nora Roberts? Why this kit? I immediately thought of her when I was buying this kit. Let's just zoom into this gorgeous red hair. And I just love it. This just reminded me of the characters in her books. She is Irish, like I think she has like Irish ancestry, so she always finds ways to work Ireland into her books, whether it's actually Ireland or it's people of Irish descent. So I just immediately fell in love with Ireland, and I really want to travel there one day. It's my dream location, and I'm Mexican, so I get her. I want to work in Mexico in any way, shape, or form into my conversation. So it's just like her showing her ancestry and, you know, doing it in such a beautiful and mystical and romantic way is incredible, which is one of the reasons why I love her books. So first of all, one reason why I really enjoy reading her books is because there are very strong topics of family. This is such a prominent topic for me, especially right now, since I am alone with my husband in Texas. Like, we live here alone. Our family's in California or Mexico, so it's really hard to just kind of be here alone. I mean, we have each other and we love each other so much, but you know, sometimes, you know, when we visit family, we see, oh, you know, it's so nice. And she talks about these topics, whether they're adoptive families, like the with their significant other, like they find that warmth, and it's so refreshing to find that warmth, the topic of families that are caring for each other in the books. Love it. And then, of course, I mean, this should have been my first reason, but my second reason is that her books are romance novels. So they revolve around romance, characters that are probably like letting their guard down a little bit, like they're not used to being cared for or falling in love. So that is very beautiful. And of course, you know, there's erotica in there for all you spicy book lovers. I love a good spicy erotica book, so you can definitely find that in Nora Roberts books. I'd say maybe in all of them. I don't think I've ever read a book that wasn't spicy. And third, murder mystery. So why are we the way we are? Like, I feel that a lot of women that I know do like true crime. Like, we are fascinated by it for one reason or another. It's part of our routine. Like, we'll watch Netflix documentaries, and she works that in like so well because she talks from a perspective of someone that went through trauma, maybe someone they know being murdered, like one of the books, one of her friends got murdered. So it's just so crude. So just trigger alert, like there is violence in her books. Sometimes there is like assault and things of that nature. So just be warned, because definitely like you'll see that in her books, but it's not uncalled for. Like it's very real and very emotional, I would say. My fourth reason is that she describes very empowered, very strong women who are deeply flawed, but at the same time, they work hard for what they want. They are scared to fall in love. Maybe they've been hurt, so it's not easy for them to just let go. They have very stressful jobs, very difficult jobs at times. Like, she describes like detectives and women in those, traditionally male roles or careers, and she does it so well because she also doesn't put down the men. Like, the men are very important characters. They're very caring, very supportive, and it just works perfectly. And the fifth reason is because, believe it or not, her books help with my anxiety. Like, I'm someone who's very anxious, and I feel that something that helps calm my anxiety is just knowing what's going to happen. I'm not saying that her books are predictable, because they're not, but a lot of them follow, like a lot of the series follow a similar format, which you can kind of expect certain things that are happening, and that in a way puts me at ease. So if you read enough books by her, you will start to notice those little patterns, and they're great because they're never the same. Now let's jump to the juicy part, which is my top 5 favorite books, and I'm going to go from my 5th to my first favorite book. I'm not going to say from worst to best, because all of them are amazing. The first book I read by her was The Three Fates, and mind you, I was 13. I had no business reading a book like this because, as I mentioned, they're very spicy. So I feel like I was pretty mature for my age, so it was okay, but don't let your 13-year-old read these books. My mom just got it in a book subscription, and I just kind of picked it up and couldn't, I didn't go back from there. Let's just say I would save up my allowance to buy books from Amazon or Barnes & Noble, and I read a lot in middle school. Probably shouldn't have, but it's okay. It's okay. This book follows a story of 3 siblings who are kind of looking for a family heirloom, and they go across Europe, and they actually, fall in love. And I'm no spoilers here, but of course they would. It's a romance book, and these siblings are Irish. So that's where you can see this theme worked in. My fourth favorite book or book series is the Bride Quartet series, and this one is more gushy. Like, this one does not have murder or anything like that. It doesn't have very strong topics. It's a very lightweight read, but it's packed with romance, with self-doubt, and even business in it for all of you entrepreneurs out there. It follows a story of 4 friends who own a business, a wedding planning business, and each of them kind of have their own role, whether it is, the main planner, the photographer, the florist, and the baker. So each of them has their own role, and each of them has their own book. The books are Vision in White, Bed of Roses, Savor the Moment, and Happy Ever After. They're I absolutely love them. I could say that I probably read all 4 books in 1 week. I just couldn't put them down. And they're so beautiful, especially if you're planning a wedding and you're really stressed. Like, this is probably a great release because it's right on topic, and it even like, there's even like little wedding planning hacks in there, surprisingly. But yes, a great read. Now, number 3, it was hard because these books follow a very similar format, which is High Noon, Blue Smoke, and Angel's Fall. Okay, I cheated. I probably worked 3 books into one, but if I could choose one of these 3, I would say High Noon. But all of them are similar, where there's these women that are probably alone. They've experienced trauma. They're experiencing stalkers, and like High Noon, the main character, the female protagonist, is a detective. In Blue Smoke, she's an arson detective. I think in Angel's Fall, she's a chef. Like in Angel's Fall, she goes to a small town and tries to start her life all over. So and she's experiencing a stalking. So it's really like the way these books are developed, the way the murder mystery is worked in is very good. Like, she is an artist with a pen. So I enjoyed all those 3, but again, if you had to choose, start with High Noon. My second favorite book, I would say, is Carolina Moon. And this is also the story of a woman that has experienced trauma. She actually lost her best friend when they were children, and she experienced trauma in this town. She goes to the city, but then comes back to that town. And I would say that Montana Sky falls into this category, like, of a similar format where the protagonists come into the small town. But okay, sorry, Carolina Moon, I would say this is my favorite one, and there was actually a Lifetime movie made of Carolina Moon and Montana Sky kind of around the same time. But Carolina Moon, I feel, is so gritty and so deep. Like, I recommend it, but trigger warning, there is violence in it. My favorite book by Nora Roberts, drum roll please, is The Obsession. The Obsession is hands down my favorite book by her. Again, the female lead dealing with trauma and murder mystery. Again, stalker. It has that same, like, a very similar format, but it's just so real, so crude. I really don't want to give away too many details because it starts off strong. Like, from the first chapter, you really get submersed into what this book is about and how strong it is. So definitely, like, if you had to choose and if you can handle those kind of, like, topics, The Obsession. It should be your first obsession, your first Nora Roberts obsession. Pardon the pun. And this is my planner for the week. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments which book you're going to read first. They're all linked down below. I really enjoyed this. If you enjoyed it, give this a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications for more planner inspiration. Thank you for being here.